7:35, and we are the Now Morning Show on a Friday morning with some inspiration. Because I am an avid Instagram scroller. And while scrolling through Instagram in early July, I came across a post from Star Broadcasting that stopped me in my tracks. It was one of the graduates from its broadcasting program, specifically the DJing side, and he was blind. And this morning, he joins me on the Now Morning Show alongside the man at the helm of Star to give some insight into how Marcus became known as Blind Eye DJ. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Now, Marcus, I know your connection is giving us some trouble. An honor and a pleasure to have you. I just hope that the connection pulls through. We're hearing you better now?
Can you hear me properly, madam?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm hearing you better now.
Nice. Let me say thank you, because to begin, you inspired me right off the bat. And I need to understand what drove you to decide, beyond your love for music and your bubbly personality, to decide to pursue a certificate in DJing. Marcus, tell me your story.
Well, originally, I wasn't even supposed to be in the DJ course because all around that time, I would have been in forms. Due to some emotional problems and internal turmoil, Form 6 wasn't for me, so I decided to leave Form 6 and do something that wasn't making me sick mentally. And I decided to try out the DJ course, and I did. And doing DJing isn't something I want to professionally do, but it was still
I'm getting some trouble there. So, Nigel, I'm going to ask you to chime in to fill in some of these gaps for me.
Okay, well, good morning once again, Anka, and all your viewers across Trinidad and the Caribbean. When his dad called,
and with the radio course is actually my teacher.
Lots of trouble.
Yeah, Marcus still talking there. Right, so when his dad reached out to us and had explained to us that Marcus was actually visually impaired, it presented a challenge to us, because we had in the past trained people who would have been differently able, but here we were presented with a new challenge as it relates to Marcus. You know, he's young and he is visually impaired, so we had to really take our time to see how this could actually work, you know. So I went back to my team, my lecturers, and I explained to them the situation, and they were like, yeah, okay, let's see how we could make this happen. And sorry, his connection is not so good, but Marcus is very, very special as it relates to, you know, how he was able to be in the program and how he was able to pick up some of the things that we were explaining, even though he wasn't able to see,
right,
obviously, a lot of
Nigel,
the
describe to me some of those adjustments, because my brain can't fathom. I mean, it's a very visual thing. What were some of the adjustments that might have been made to accommodate him?
Okay. So obviously the lecturer would have had to spend more time with him as it relates to the other students. His other senses are extraordinarily heightened. So once the lecturer explained to him, okay, and take his hands and pass it to the different buttons and so on. So this is for this is for that. He was able to find them, you know, on his own, find the platter, find the fader button on his own, which was, and we were looking at him carefully, you know, while in the course, to see how he was able to maneuver. So we just had to explain something to him once, maybe twice, and he was able to pick up on it and execute it almost flawlessly, like the other students. The other students in the class were also very helpful. to
Right.
him. So if he, if he touched something he wasn't supposed to touch, he say, hey, no, no, touch this and so on. So,
I
he
wondered
was
if
able
that
to pick up on it.
sorry, but I wondered how the other entrants into the course would have responded to that as well, because they had to have been like, okay, I need to bring my extra A game if Marcus is here picking up as quickly and not necessarily slowing down the class either, which I think is very, very well commendable to you, Marcus, who is now joining us via phone because of the connection. Marcus, can you hear me properly now?
Yes, I can. Sorry about the
clearly.
connection.
Not your fault. And you have proven time and time again that technology is not going to be any sort of hamper to what you plan to accomplish. Now, Marcus, we understand that they made some adjustments for you to do your learning as a DJ, but this just continues in your career and your love for music. So tell me how you may now look at, well, taking it to the next step. I know that you actually do freestyle and sing and rap. You're a DJ now. Any chance that you're going to merge these two in some way or shape that we can look forward to in the future?
Well, yes, actually, because planning, unfortunately, I live in Trinidad and Tobago to head to the U.S.
I like that he said unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because, it's not really my preferred choice, but due to school, I have to go into the U.S., right? Okay. And the U.S. will be a good place to continue the music, the freestyling, and everything. But I wanted to make a little name for myself here in Trinidad with a little rap before I went out. So, I'd started back freestyling and doing all that stuff, trying to find Trinidad dancehall beats. Because it's really like Trinidad dancehall hip-hop beats where you could actually rap and it wouldn't sound off-key with the West Indian accent due to the fact that you have a dancehall beat.
Right. I like the plan. But like you said, migrating to these states is going to be a necessary evil. When you get back home, you could just continue along the trend. I see no problems. Do what you have to do for now.
That is true.
Now, I am in awe at your general personality and disposition, because a lot of the times, especially for someone who is functioning with other able-bodied persons, it can be, as you said, mentally challenging with school and other environments like this. I'd like for you to describe to me what your go-to is, your internal voice that keeps you going, keeps you pushing, and got you to challenge Nigel and the rest of Star Broadcasting to make this start or this step possible. What do you tell yourself to keep going?
Well, I really tell myself to keep going. It's just that my personality, a lot of people for years, right, since I was in secondary school, they were telling me that because I'm a very vocal person, right, and how my personality is, radio will actually be the best place for me. Right? And especially since I'm a visually impaired person, I love talking, I love to make people laugh, I love music. Radio has been the best place for me. So it's kind of inevitable.
I like that. In that case, tell me two things that you hope to accomplish in the coming years. We already know we're getting back into the music. We know you're going to finish some schooling abroad. What can we look forward to from Blind Eye ICU?
Well, if it's possible, someday I would like to be the biggest, at least one of the most well-known blind radio hosts. And outside of that, I'm not just talking about like in the Caribbean, I'm talking also in the U.S. too. I want to be a renowned radio host. And if that doesn't work out, well, I headed into the U.S. and I don't know what opportunity is going to open there for me. With the radio broadcast advanced course, it has voice acting that I am doing, and apparently I'm pretty good at that too. As far as the course is going, so voice acting could also be something that I could try to dabble in. So you never know, I might turn out to be a voice actor.
Well, I'd prefer you do that than come for my job. So, Nigel, what are we going to do when he comes to take our job?
Well, we in the business of that. I always tell my students, you have to come and put me out, put me out of my job. Yeah,
Before
I
he
have
does,
those.
I know that Star Broadcasting continues to offer not just the DJ courses, but of course the standard broadcast and presenting for radio, television as well, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
But what else are we going to look forward to from Star as well?
So as you said, we have television broadcasting, radio broadcasting. As Marcus just mentioned, we have an advanced radio broadcasting course where we help students. So sometimes students may not necessarily always start or get a start on radio, but we help them to get in the door as it relates to voicing commercials. So we have acting classes, we have a thespian on board that help people to tap into their creativity. So we take it beyond just, a lot of people have this preconceived notion about radio. You just jump up on the radio and talk. No, we try to help people to understand that there's a lot more involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
We were very happy to have Marcus on board.
Absolutely. I'm happy that you made that step. I'm happy that he, Marcus, made that step as well. So let me say to you both, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining your efforts because you inspire, and we look forward to what you're going to produce next. And I wish I could have you say it again, but don't get it twisted, viewers. Radio is not just going on radio and talking. If anything, you have certainly inspired us this morning, and I thank you for joining us on the Now Morning Show, gentlemen. Have a good day.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Wait, we have to leave now?
Yes, because Marcus, coming for my job. So, guys, we take a break while Marcus tries to take over the show. This is the Now Morning Show, your Friday edition. Stick around.